In this daily drop, I'm with Micky from PMI. We're going to take a look at the Smoke Ninja Pro. So let's go. All right, kids, this is Micky. I've known for a while.
Yep.
And if you follow the channel, you have seen that I've done some content around the original Smoke Genie. Today, we're going to take a look at the Smoke Ninja Pro.
Yes.
And there's a lot of stuff to unpack right now. If you don't know this company, they make portable fog, dry ice, steam, haze machines that are handheld.
Everything handheld.
And lightweight, portable, and now we have some crazy stuff going on here, which is we've got wireless DMX, we've got 3 units that can be used together and controlled from one handle.
Yep.
Micky's going to show us that these can separate later on.
Yep.
And why don't you just talk a little bit about why you have evolved this system into what it is?
Oh yes, definitely. I mean, Jem, you're amazing because you started off with the Smoke Genie for the photography sessions, right?
Right.
Yeah, and we were doing all our best to show off the machine in all different sectors. And one of the great examples was photography. We started the machine for special effects. So we were in Hong Kong serving film production stuff. But then people like Jem, you guys, professional photographers, really the needs are very different. And particularly, it's so new, it's so fun, but the price wasn't that accessible for people who just want to try. You want to try fog, but not $700 try.
Right.
So that was one of the first reasons. How can we create something that's easy to access, to try, easy to use, but also fun enough so that you have a bit of everything? So that's really the concept of Smoke Ninja. And so it's very easy to use. So instead of changing different modes, we make everything to presets. So you can see fog, steam, dry ice, but also now we've evolved into a hazer. So you can see this is a Bluetooth a haze nozzle that when I press, now I can create a very fine haze. And I have actually a light right above us, you can see. As you can see, this is a tiny 60 watt light that I can make with beautiful light beams, right? As you can see, it can cover up to 1,000 square feet of indoor space in one single burst. So you can see a lot of these functions are designed for photographers, for portraits. In fact, we were at WPPI a month ago, and this was really nice amongst wedding photographers. And I want to jump in and show one really fun function of that. And that is, no one would expect this from a smoke machine. And this is smoke bubbles. And yes, Jem, you're going to pop them and see how they look?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Look, they're sitting on the floor.
You want to take a look here?
Again, behind the camera, Mr. Adam Beck, handling the stuff. Yeah, and so I do come from a photography background, but really my space is video and moving images.
Right.
And one of the things that we've had as challenges is, getting a hazer that can go anywhere.
Yes.
Hasn't been something that's been easy. You've had it for a while, but this new design is much more compact in terms of the hazer itself. Remember, we used to have the attachment and everything else. It just attaches now.
Yeah, so many of your students at C47, right? And you guys teach a lot of video stuff. And so one of the questions that we get often asked is how many of these machines would match the performance of a normal 500 to 700 watt fog machine?
Right.
And so the answer is 3. And so what we developed here is a completely modular system that you can see. So let me pair this together. All these can be paired together to create a really nice effect. And so I can just press. You can see I can turn on 1 machine, 2 machines, and all 3 machines, and we can cover up to 3,000 square feet of that. And what I can do is I can remove this, so I can place this on one side, I can place this on, say, the floor, but I can show you that on this one, you can see I can press this button, it turns on, right? And I can also turn on this one, and I can on this one, and they all just turn on separately. So let me turn on this fan. So I think this one, it was paired to another one. Oh, I turned it off, no wonder.
Yeah, so there's a built-in fan into these, and there's different speeds with the fan, and there's different ways that you can output from the actual unit itself. So you can have basically finer particles, further throw. So there's a lot of flexibility. It's not just you get one type of haze. You have a lot of control over it. And now look, this is 3 different units running off of this one handle here. It's obviously an additional accessory that you're getting for the system.
Yes.
And then each of these hazers have Bluetooth built into them.
Yes.
And so this handle, for instance, can basically has a reach of about 10 meters in terms of from here to here. There's other remote units. Hold this for a second.
Yep.
Micky, you got it? For instance, if you get this particular remote with the antenna, then you're increasing your distance to about 25 meters. So a very usable distance in terms of stuff. Here's the Smoke Ninja Pro here.
Yep.
This is like a dry ice attachment.
Yes.
Here. You want to show that?
Of
You
course.
can use this. So you can use my noggin here. And it's pretty amazing. We got to get a battery in here.
Yep.
Pop it on there.
No worries. We
Yeah.
can swap. The really cool part about this is everything you can swap.
Totally modular.
Yep.
You know, we don't know what's going on with the tariffs right now, but a base Smoke Ninja Pro kit is about $200 US. And then
Yes.
I can't imagine that anybody wouldn't want the hazer attachment for what we do, because a lot of the time when we're shooting, what we want to do, and Adam knows this as well, we want to bring some of those shadows up. We want to, you know, haze. We want to just kind of have something that's going to create atmosphere in the space. So you're only looking at about $30 US for the additional hazer
You're right.
kit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it's not a big additional cost to go into that when you're getting the unit. This is also a food grade, basically juice or fluid that
Yes.
you can use.
Yes.
And
in case people ask, it's actually still water-based because a lot
Water.
of people actually a lot of people are confused that in order for a liquid to be water-based, it has to have water content. Actually, it's water-soluble.
Okay.
So what we use is a water-based ingredient, which is vegetable glycerin. And so if you go to venues and they ask you whether it's water-based or oil-based, it's water-based.
Water-based.
When it's oil-based, we're talking about like mineral oil.
Yeah.
So those are the things that are not water-soluble, and it's very difficult to clean. So you would also want to avoid oil-based liquids.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
You
yeah.
can see that hanging in the glass. And when I did a little thing in my studio, I was doing some stuff like this with a bottle of scotch and glasses and things like that. So if you do tabletop stuff, if you're doing stuff with macro lenses, and also in larger spaces now, when you have the 3-unit kit,
Yeah.
you can haze a studio. And as long as you don't have a lot of light, a lot of wind or motion in the space, it will hang in the space for a long time. I mean, it's a true hazer.
Yes, it
In
is.
terms
Yeah.
of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Can you also just very briefly, before we wrap up, talk about the wireless DMX control?
Definitely. So thank you, Jem. So you can see this is something, again, a huge request from theater and also for special effects people, because they really want a really reliable setup for like multiple machines. We're talking about like 10, 20, 50 machines on set. And so DMX is a system that is mostly a standard protocol for stage and concerts and also professional productions. And so what you can see here, it's a wireless, this part is a very typical DMX panel that you can find. And it connects to different modules. So if I turn this on, then you would notice I actually have a few on the top here. If you can see that, let me turn them all on. And you'll notice that I can control all of them using the wireless DMX modules, right? And so, yeah.
Oh no, microphone. I always forget because I turn and
Oh.
yeah. So up here, yeah.
Yes, so you can see that we have wireless, they're all completely wireless using this module. And there are 2 types of protocols. So this is CRMX by Lumen Radio. It's slightly more expensive and the production people love it. We also release a typical 2.4 gigahertz wireless that's more for the concert people. And so for both versions, they are all compatible for Smoke Ninja Pro. All you have to do is to buy a receiver from us. This is the receiver. It says whether it's Lumen Radio or 2.4 gigahertz. You buy the right one and you attach it here. And then once it's connected, then you would able to make that wait. So yep, that's it. So you can control it like that. And when it fits in like that, then you can control it just using a transmitter. You can see right now we're using a Godox transmitter, but you can imagine you can use the Sidus from Aperture, the Nanlink from Nanlite, and also any sort of Lumen Radio based transmitter. It will work with our Smoke Ninja Pros.
That's awesome. Yeah, and then remember though, it's not required to have that attachment. It just means that in certain situations where you want to control your units remotely, this is multiple units. It's a great solution. But built in, you don't need this. You do have a Bluetooth communication device, so you can actually control these remotely as well. So a lot of flexibility. If you weren't aware of this product in the past, or when you first found out about Smoke Genie, the cost of entry was too high, you'll now find that not only was this one of the first companies in this space, but they're now putting out product that is affordable to any creator, anybody that's working in the field.
Yes.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Micky, as always, I'm excited to get these in because I'll do some education around
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
We'll talk more
Thank you
about
so
that.
much,
Thank
Jem.
you, Micky.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Don't forget to, and I'll see you on the next episode of The Daily Drop.